It's basically the root from a citizen comes from Rome, and basically they was the outcasts. They was the outcast people that came in later, So these are things we got to start paying attention to. We keep calling ourselves citizens and all this other yada 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 what we claim we are, and like we always said in a few other calls, it's no such thing as a sovereign citizen. So we got to pay attention to that. It's no such thing. So it's just certain things we got to start paying attention to, because phrases and things they have been cultivating, making it seem like this is what you are, who you are. No, what you are, you're God being. You're you are the creator. The creator has made you into his or hers image. So come on, people. You have that ability to think like God or be like a goddess. So these are the mindset you have to keep going. So let me find it. But you don't even I don't even have to break it down to you like this. All I'm saying is go look up what a resident mean. And when you refer yourself as a resident, or you refer yourself as a US citizen, you're a part of this corporation, period. Even by using the federal jurisdiction aspect of zip codes, some of them things that actually keep you in the jurisdiction of the so-called US corporation. And we got to distinguish that. And some of the other calls we have been doing, we actually broke down the definition. This is not a history class, but I'm just basically breaking down some of the issues that I see that's relevant in our so-called movement, if you want to go there. The so-called sovereign movement. Because it shouldn't even be sovereign movement. It should be autonomous. Even though the people, we're coming together as a sovereign nation or as a sovereign people. But as individual, or as transient foreigners or foreign governments, because that's what we're basically creating, a foreign government. We're leaving the so-called U.S. corporation to become that foreign government, and go back to we the people, as it was stated in Article 1, I believe Article 1, Section 8. We have the right to change that as well. And some of these things I'm referencing are coming from the Constitution, as well as the Law of Nations, the book that was written back in 18 something, the book that was written in 18, let me see. You can look this up. That's why I say do your own homework. But at the same time, Laws of Nations. Here it is. Laws of Nation, page 87, volume 3, 1758. Carnegie Institution of Washington put it together. Before the Constitution was even ratified, they actually came from the Law of Nations. So that's something to check that out. And that referring to, when I say the Law of Nations, page 87, that's referring to residence. What's the definition of residence? And that was Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution. The Founding Fathers had written up, the definition of residence. But see, we got to start paying attention to certain terminology, phraseology, because like I was telling people in the Bible and in the Quran, we need to realize that these words can change the whole scripture. Words can change the whole surah. You got to look in these books, and you put one phrase in there, it can change the whole meaning of that scripture or that surah. So these are things we got to really start paying attention in all our documents. When you have someone who has actually been out here mastering a system, for the last 200 years, you know what I'm saying? Bamboozled, took it from the people in 1871. Think about this. They took it from the people in 1871. Before 1871, before the Civil War, think about how people was, how they was getting education. Education was more concrete. Education had a more stance. We got to realize this, because history shows it. History. You know what I'm saying? Come on. So we need to start really paying attention to the dynamics of what's really going on out here. Like I said, this is my sovereign world. And we want you to do your own research, period. Your own research. That's what we ratify. We're here to empower you to keep your mind, yourself, your mentality, your ego under control with you. Because it's all about meditation. It's all about going back to the Creator. It's all about going back to one, going back to that sovereign people mentality. Because I mean, the sovereign is not just a manufactured word. Sovereign people was actually back in the Kemet days. You know, the original Kemet. I'm talking about, for those of you who are not familiar with Kemet, Egypt, as they call it today. So, I mean, these are things we got to really start really going back, handling our business, because you are autonomous. Now, what is autonomous? That's a term I'm just keep saying all the time. Autonomous, okay, when you look at autonomous, and I like to refer to page 122 in Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition as well, you know. And what do autonomous mean? So I'm going to break that down. Let me find my little reference here. And this is the term that we need to use instead of that sovereign. I'm a sovereign, or no, you autonomy. You know, these are things we got to start making sure, because see, terms, this is what's keeping us in the jurisdiction under this so-called ratified USA corporation, because you know they ratified that. They guaranteed that. So these are certain things we gotta make sure, because like we discussed too on our last call, not our last call, but the last before that, we had a great call. This last call we had Sister Jakia D. Ford, and she was breaking down her story, and she was talking about, you know, the misconstrued, the misinformed, the, you know, the aspect of what the Montana State Police are doing, you know, or state in general, you know, how they're in this de facto system, what they're doing, you know, with the de jure mentality of we the people. You know, they're you know, disenfranchising the people. They're, you know, making a mockery of the people. They're killing our character. They're destroying us. They're dumbing us down. They're doing all kinds of tactics to literally keep us down, to keep us out of the mentality of going for self, as the old Honorable Elijah Muhammad used to say. Go for self, know thyself, huh? Much props. But at the same time, like I said, we must take control and get back our autonomy. We're not fighting the government. Let me get that straight. We're not here to fight the government. All we're here to do is change the status, how we navigate upon this earth. We're only here for a season, people. We're only here for a little bit. So who's your loyalty to? Who's your allegiance to? It's not that man, but it's your Creator. You see what I'm saying? So you're here. So you're a transit foreigner. You're only here for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you're, so all you're doing, you know, your loyalty should be to heaven, or your loyalty should be to, yeah, because you're not even here. Your domicile is in heaven. You feel what I'm saying? Your domicile is with the Creator, not with man. So this is what we got screwed up. We got all these licenses. We got all these jurisdictions we got to follow. Boom, boom, boom. You can't go here because you need a license to fish. You can't go here because you need a license to build a home, to put a shelter on you, for all these codes and permits and boom, boom, boom. So check this out. Autonomy. The political independence of a nation. The right and condition of the power of self-government. Now let me repeat that. The political independence of a nation, the right and condition of the power of self-government, the negation of a state of political influence from without or from foreign powers. And check this out. This got the case. Green versus Obergefell, 73 P. Appeal DC 298 121 F.2D 4657. So that's autonomy. Now, See, brother don't get as deep as brother Nazir or brother Sadat. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's some things you got to really start thinking about in general. See, because me personally, I like breaking down things real simple for the people.